Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and you're watching Life on Fire TV. And today, what I have for you is it's actually on-camera footage from my very, very good friend Marie Andros's event that she recently did, and it was called Momentum, and it was all about getting your business and your life into momentum. And I was very fortunate to have an opportunity to be on stage on day number 3 and be able to share my strategies and tips for Facebook marketing. So for me and for many of our clients, Facebook marketing and advertising continues to be the number one way that we use to drive leads to our business, to grow likes, to build your email list, and to most importantly, get customers. So what's really cool is I go on camera on this one and I'm on the stage and I'm sharing exactly how we use these strategies to get leads, likes, more revenue, and most importantly, those ideal clients. So check it out.
Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire.
Thank you so much, guys, and I just want to really thank you, Maria. This is a huge opportunity to be here with you guys today. I'm so fired up and grateful, and I'm just going to try and give you guys some of my best content that I can here today for you guys. So how many of you guys currently are on Facebook with the Facebook business page? Oh, man, this is going to be good. All right, cool. So what I'm going to cover here today is basically I'm going to give you guys Facebook advertising A to Z. So this is going to be about how to build your authority. It's going to be how to get more likes, build your credibility, and how to make more money. Because one of the things I'm going to share, about my journey with Facebook marketing is that I was able to consistently raise and increase my prices as a direct result of the brand positioning that the Facebook ads create. So I think it was cool. So Maria, I was listening in the back. So it sounds like someone came in and got here from a Facebook ad. And who was that again? Okay. And became a part of the mastermind, right? So people are always saying, can you use Facebook to sell high ticket? And just a story that I had this past week, I ran a webinar and I was teaching Facebook advertising. And I targeted entrepreneurs. I wanted to get folks that live in San Diego, so I'm building my San Diego community. And long story short, I did a really cool webinar. I shared a ton of value. And I then said, you know what? If anyone would like to join me at George's in La Jolla, then you can just come meet at 4 o'clock. I've got a couple clients I'm meeting with. And so I'm like rushing to get there. I park the car. I get out. I bump into this woman. And she goes, Nick? And I'm like, yeah, hello? And she's like, it's Michelle. And I'm like, hey, Michelle. And she's like, from the webinar. And I was like, really? And she just and she just crashed this meeting, which is awesome. I asked her to crash it. And she turned into a $3,000 a month client. Boom, that day. That's crazy. I just started doing that. I'm not at Maria's level, that mastermind that she's doing, and it's like I just started doing that, and holy crap. I mean, you're talking, that is a very, very high-end client that came from an ad to a webinar, and then we met face-to-face, and boom. So this huge potential for everybody, not only to just create your brand and the positioning, but to really make income fast. So the cool thing, one of the things I'm going to make sure and kind of break through here today is that this isn't about tinkering on Facebook and engaging, and we're going to have some of that stuff in there, but it's really about how to create a Facebook marketing funnel that's going to convert so that you can make income fast, because I'm all about creating the instant gratification, the results fast. We get a client in 30 days, can we help you make, we've had clients that have done 6 figures by doing a launch in 30 days. Can we take your video marketing formula that you guys have learned here this weekend, and can you supplement that with Facebook ads, drive them to your sales video, and make cash fast? So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to talk about how to get a lot of likes. I'm going to talk about how to also get the email opt-ins. How many people have a list of over 500 people on their email list? All right. How about over 1,000? Keep it up. Over 5,000? Over 10,000? Peter's list is humongous. But the thing that's cool is that with Facebook ads, people are always saying, if you want to be in business, you've got to build your list. And what's really cool is that any one of us here in the room could leave this room, and you could, boom, put in 5,000 people on your list in a week. Imagine that. What would your business do if you had an extra 5,000 people on your list? I'll do a promotion and we'll consistently put in 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people to our list every single time, and we cash flow the entire process. So I'll share a little bit about my story. It's not meant to be about me. It's more to share how quickly you can get results with all this stuff. So this is my journey, and I'll kind of go through this pretty quickly, but there's a few lessons in there that I think will be cool for you guys to see, because any one of us can do this really, really fast. So that's me as a little kid. Basically, turns out I was a ginger when I was 4. I didn't know that until my mom sent me that picture about 3 months ago. But as a little kid, and I think for all of us, we're all entrepreneurs, we're all here for a reason. And the thing is that we all have these big, crazy dreams, right? When you're a little kid, you don't know what you can't do. The world hasn't beaten you up yet. And so being an entrepreneur, having all these crazy dreams, I got into the business because I wanted to have this perfect lifestyle. I wanted to be able to have time freedom. I wanted to be able to, have a family one day, have the nice house, have nice things. And then what happens? I ended up getting into network marketing in college. I ended up working my butt off with that. And that was my first success in college when I was 20. But what ended up happening is that I lost everything by 22. And so, yeah, I know, it's crazy. So I shouldn't have gotten that flashy car, because the parent company I was selling their services, they went bankrupt out of nowhere. So I lost everything. And so at that point, I was about $30,000 in debt. I then jumped into real estate because I was chasing the dream. I was always going from one opportunity or shiny object to the next, to the next, to the next. And what was really sad is that I pretty much sacrificed almost all of my 20s just chasing the dream and spinning my wheels. But it's all good, because it's all about experiences, and your failures lead to your successes and all that good stuff. But the thing is that it wasn't in alignment with really what my gifts are and what my talents are. And so I did real estate, and that didn't work out very well because the timing was bad. And then I got into this company called the New Perks Card. And I share this story because it's directly related to marketing. It's directly related to why I got in this industry. So I had this little card, and it had my little branding on it. I became a realtor back in Connecticut. And you could walk into a restaurant, and you could get half off a bottle of wine. And so I had all these businesses that had all these discounts on my cool Perks card. All their windows had these decals. We proudly support the New Perks Card of West Hartford. And the way it was set up is that it was $20 for the card, and then half the money went to charity. And the consumer got to choose what charity that the $10 donation went to. So I was trying to do something that would help consumers, help businesses, and create brand awareness for me as a realtor. And so it ended up working out really well. I ended up getting like a whole bunch of PR for it, and it was really well received, and it was like my best idea that I had at that point. But what ended up happening is I went to these business owners and said, listen, I've got a $30,000 ad budget, and where should I place that? These were successful business owners in my town of West Hartford. And they said, you've got to go and you've got to hire this company. It's 4 advertising partners, and they'll help you maximize that budget. So I go to these guys, and I say, all right, so I've got this like marketing plan to put together. It's grassroots. And they said, you know what? They literally took it, opened it up, and threw it on the side of the table and said, we don't even need to worry about that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to do TV commercials, radio, and print. And I looked at them, and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds crazy. What about online marketing? What about internet marketing and grassroots? And they said, no. If you want to drive the sales and the traffic, you need to do these forms of advertising. So I kind of, butted heads for about a week with them. And then I thought to myself, maybe I should get out of my own way. Maybe I should actually let them, just trust them. And they said, Nick, we've got your best interest in mind. If you ever hear someone say, we've got your best interest in mind, it's usually not a good thing. So yeah, I said, all right, well, maybe, you know what? At the time, I was like 26. I was like, all right, I'll get out of my own way. Well, let's do it. And I've never lost money so fast in my entire life. It was insane. It was the first 10,000 went out, and I sold like 9 cards. And it was like, wait a minute. I made like $90. You know what I mean? And I was like, guys, this is crazy. It's not really working. And they said, you just need to keep at it. You need to keep at it. You need to keep going and going. It's branding, right? It'll take some time to kick in, Nick. You got to keep going with it. You can't quit now. And so, I do it for another couple weeks until I fully blow through the 30,000. And what I realized is that 2 things happened. One is I realized that how how bad traditional marketing was. And then the other thing I realized is that that there's got to be a better way, and so many business owners, and I think a lot of people, even as entrepreneurs, that we're accustomed to paying for advertising, we're accustomed to doing things for branding that doesn't create an ROI for us. And even in social media marketing, a lot of speakers, a lot of trainers will say things like, you can't measure the ROI in social media. It's not easy to do that. And for me, that's always been my mission, is to actually create a profit on social media, because I got burned so bad and I want to truly help people and business owners and entrepreneurs actually make money with something. So the other thing that happened is that website, because we drove so much traffic to it, it wasn't targeted, because it touched the entire state of Connecticut, where my card was only good in one little tiny town. So that's a lesson of it just not targeted. But we drove so much traffic. So I killed the ads, and then a few days later, I'm looking at the web statistics, and they're going up. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm calling the ad company, like, are you still running these ads? I'm like, I said I was done. Like no, we stopped running them. And I couldn't figure it out. And I had to call the web guy, and it turns out that I accidentally ranked on the first page of Google, nationally. So now I hear I have new perks card on the first page of Google, and this was at the time their algorithm, just because of all the traffic, it was perceived as valuable, and boom, it was on the first page. Now, nothing was converting, because nationally my card's only good in Connecticut, or West Hartford. So I looked at that, and I was like, man, this is crazy, because that's where I realized how much value Google can bring to your business, right? I wasn't converting, but imagine if I did have an offer that converts. It's kind of like Maria with videos. It's if you get into that first page for your keyword or for your niche, it can drive so much money and traffic to your business. So I walked away from that after losing a ton of money, and I said, you know what, there has to be a better way. And that's when I decided to make another really good decision, but it was to put on a credit card, and I bought courses, and I went to a mastermind, and I just started learning internet marketing and Facebook marketing as fast as I could. And I shared a little bit with you guys yesterday at the panel, but one of the best decisions was that I joined a mastermind, and I got myself surrounded by the right people. I got the right mentorship and coaching, and then I finally actually made the decision to get started, because I was so broke. I was literally, my monthly expenses were about $3,500 a month. Most of that, like 80% of that, was interest on my credit card debt. And so I was literally just drowning in debt. The attorneys telling me to file bankruptcy. Parents saying, why don't you get a job? Why don't you be more like your brother? Everyone's like against me. I'm living in a house that didn't have a garbage disposal, didn't have a dishwasher, didn't have cabinets. It was in a shitty area of, right on the Hartford line. And I'm looking around, and I'm looking at my friends who work the 9 to 5, they get out of work, and they're having kids, they're buying houses, and here I am sitting back like, what the hell have I done wrong? I work harder than them. I'm working like crazy. I think that, I'm trying to do the right things, but nothing was working. So at that point, that's when I just made that decision to take what I've learned and then to just funnel into something that could be the right opportunity. So it's kind of like, of course, finding what it is that you love. And I think that's what many of us have gotten out of this event, is to really get in that alignment and to really figure out what your gifts are and your talents, and then to share them through video and through other forms of marketing. And so I kind of learned that lesson and decided that I needed to pick something. Now, I also looked at the timing, and it's partly why I'm talking about Facebook ads, is that this is back in 2009, 2010. I just saw the opportunity that no one really knew how to market on Facebook. And right now, the opportunity that Maria was talking about is that advertising on Facebook is like a gold rush right now. 2 years from now, I don't know what it's going to look like, but right now it's absolutely freaking amazing. So I saw that opportunity because I had missed the boat so many times. I missed the boat with my network marketing company because it was in telecom. That changed. I missed the boat in real estate. I got in as it crashed, right? The worst time in 2007. So I saw this as you know what? Why don't I get started on the upswing of an industry? For many of us here, building your personal brand, there's never a bad time. But we live in a world right now where any one of us can snap our fingers, make a decision, and be at the top of your industry, and be that celebrity within your niche, right? And that's what's so cool. So I just made that decision. I became a Facebook marketing expert. I looked at Maria, and I said, if she can do it, and she can be the video marketing queen, I'll be the Facebook guy. So I jumped in. I took a selfie in my living room, the blue wall that I was telling you about. That was the blue wall. Took my own selfie, boop, and that's how I got started. You know, my tagline was awesome, like social media training that will blow your socks off. Like, I don't know why I would emphasize the blow like that. Like, social media training that will blow. All right? But that's what I call the imperfect action. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. So that's me making my own brand. And the funny thing is, running ads with this cheesy brand actually worked. So it's like one of these things where it's like, you know, if this can work for you, we can find a way to make it work for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. So the first 30 days, I create my cheeser brand. I get started. I had to make money. So, you know, if you're ever in a cash crunch, sometimes you have to roll up the sleeves. You've got to put away some of the learning a little bit and just do what's going to make you money, you know, profit-producing activities. And I hustled, straight hustled. I went to local networking meetings. I went to, you know, Chamber of Commerce meetings. I went to businesses. And I said, listen, I do Facebook marketing. What are you doing on Facebook? They're like, like at that time, no one was on it. No one even knew that they should be on it. And I just started, you know, I put my pricing here and I discounted. And I hustled and got clients. Now, I knew, and actually, my man in the red, what's your name again? Shane. So I knew that the local market, there's money there, but I knew that that wasn't my ideal target market because the local market doesn't have a lot of money. So for Shane and I, and a few of us, we had dinner last night, and he's in a business where he does digital marketing for businesses. And one of my points to him is that if you start in that local market, that's cool because you can go out and get clients. But to me, that's not an ideal target market because they don't have deep pockets. It's a different sell because they're so busy being an attorney or being a CPA or being a realtor, they don't really have time to do this stuff themselves, or they don't really have a team, they don't have a budget. So they're going to want him to do a lot of this stuff for them. And that's what they wanted from me. So I knew I didn't want to have clients where I'm doing all this stuff for them. I wanted to instead teach companies on how they can do it themselves, or teach entrepreneurs how in half an hour a day you can create crazy results with your Facebook marketing. So I decided that how am I going to get away from that? And it was kind of cool because this was my first month, but I got started and I was like, all right, well, how do I get out of this market? And I just ran an ad on Facebook. The first ad I ran was because I bought a course, and I won't say the name, but I bought a course, and the guy was saying, do an iPad contest as a way to collect email addresses to build your list. So the value exchange is you're getting a raffle ticket, basically, to enter, you know, to get an iPad. And put a picture of a woman with blonde hair holding the iPad. So I'm marketing my personal brand, the Cheeser brand, with a picture of a woman with blonde hair holding an iPad, and it just wasn't congruent, right? Because it's like, I didn't know Nick Unsworth was a woman with blonde hair, you know? But I was just taking some action. And then I realized it just bombed, it didn't work. And then I stopped and said, all right, I'm gonna trust my gut. And this is a lesson that I finally have learned, is that, you know, when you have that intuition, it's like if you can trust your gut and make those decisions yourself, it's always gonna be better than what you're learning. So I decided to swap that out, and I just made a very friendly ad. I put that cheeser photo of me, the selfie, as the ad, and I just wrote, what do you think of my new page? ? And when they clicked on that, they landed on my iPad giveaway, and it had a video, and it was explaining that, hey, all you have to do is you opt in, you're gonna enter to win the iPad, but I'm gonna give you this really cool Facebook video that I made that's 45 minutes of training, and it's going to teach you all about how to do Facebook marketing. And so that was how I started building my list. But the crazy thing was that when I ran that ad, it was very different than the ads that you see on Facebook. You see Mercedes, you see, you know, jewelry stores, you see, you know, people selling info products. Everyone's selling on Facebook. And I call it good guy marketing. I just was a normal, nice person asking a question, and people responded. And because you got to think about your environment. People are on Facebook to connect. They're on Facebook to creep on their, you know, past, you know, ex-girlfriends or boyfriends. You know, they're on there to look at baby pictures and connect with family. They're not there to be, you know, sold right, you know, the hard sell, the hard pitch. So what was cool about that is that people looked at it and it was different. And on Facebook, this is one thing that, just want to jot this down, is that when you're advertising on Facebook, your goal is to create ads that are actually very friendly and that have a high click-through rate. All that means is that it's ads that have a high percentage of people that want to click on them. So, and I'll get into that when I talk about our like campaign, but what ended up happening is that the click-through rate was so high on this ad that Facebook rewards that behavior. So Facebook doesn't want to have people looking at ads and then just be kind of like crapped out because they're just like negative or they're in your face or they're selling. Facebook, it's their environment. They prefer to have advertisers that have messages that are fun, that people want to interact with, they want to engage with. So they reward that behavior and they drive down your ad costs. So the higher the click-through rate, the lower your cost per click. So what ended up happening is that people were bidding and spending $1 to like $1.50 for one click. When I ran that ad, I dropped my cost per click all the way down to 2 cents. Imagine how far you can stretch a $100 budget off of 2 cents a click. And it was because my click-through rate was so high. It's like Facebook had like never seen a click-through rate like that. Because I was just being a nice guy. And I actually targeted chief marketing officers and said, what do you think of my new page? Think about how cool that is. You can just target chief marketing officers when you want to, you know? And so what ended up happening is that from that experience, I get a phone call about 2 days later. And so I'm in this dump of a 2-family home. I'm in the back room and the second bedroom, and all of a sudden I get a phone call, and he's like, hi, I'd like to speak to Nick Unsworth. And I'm like, yeah, this is him. How can I help you? And whoa, really would have thought where's the receptionist? Really thought you had a big team here. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's out for lunch. We give long breaks here, you know how we do. And so I'm like, so what's up? And he's like, well, hey, man, so I've got a big technology conference coming up, and I would really, I wanted to see, we don't have a big budget, but I want to see if you'd be interested in being a keynote speaker in Hawaii, in Honolulu, for a big technology conference with a minimum of 500 people. And I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. So I'm literally sitting there, and I'm like pinching myself, and I'm like, oh my God, like I've never even spoke on a stage. Like I used to go to these like B&I meetings, you stand up and say your name, and I was just like sweating bullets, and I would like melt down when I would say my name. And I looked at it, and I was like, I don't know how I got the courage, but I said, you know what? I said, all right, Quincy, that sounds pretty cool, but how much are you going to pay me? And he says, well, like I said, we don't have a big budget, but we can pay all your expenses. We can pay for the hotel. We can give you about $1,000. And I was like, I can make that work, all right. And so next thing you know, so I end up getting the speaking engagement, right? And I think about that, and it's like, why did that happen? It's because I ran an ad targeting chief marketing officers, and then I did it in a way that was getting my costs down so I could scale it. So, I got tons of impressions, and I built my list that way, too. So everyone that came in, I was building the list. And what they saw was something that was unique. So a lot of times with Facebook marketing, I'm trying to do things that's different, because people, if it's the same thing that you see over and over and over and over and over, it's called banner blindness. So I'm trying to always just do something fun and creative and different. And that's what's so cool about doing video, is that video allows your personality to come through, and it allows you to be different and build connection. And it's almost like I'm now like helping clients. It's like thinking of it as it's like your own reality TV show, and let's use an ad budget to amplify that message. So when you put out that free video or the weekly video show or the content, let's get 100 people to share that, and let's amplify that message, and let's target that video. So if you make a video and you put it on your blog, now what do you do, right? Now you can take and you can use Facebook to do a status update where you're basically embedding the link for the video on your blog on Facebook, running an ad to that. People are interacting with that. You're getting credit. You're getting the views on YouTube. It's totally synergistic with the whole strategy. But now let's get them to share it and share it and share it and amplify it. So it was just crazy that ad campaign led to like my first breakthrough in this business. You know what I mean? That was the mindset of like, holy crap. Yeah, I didn't know how to speak on a stage. It scared me to death, but it's like what I said yesterday, which is that which scares you, like go towards it. That's the fastest way to grow, And so if, running an ad on Facebook scares you, then you should probably do that too. Make your videos, create your first campaign, and get that going, because it can change your business. And I will have a couple quick examples about what's possible. But this to me is like the great equalizer, where it's like the David versus Goliath, where people say it's hard to fill an event, the room, right? It's hard to like fill a room for events, and it's like I did an event a month ago, and I used Facebook ads, and I filled the entire event. And how many people, well, I know Danielle came in through an ad as a coaching client. I don't know if there's anyone, hey. But it's from the ads, So it's like, the cool thing is that you can build your entire business running ads, and at any moment, if you want to build your list or you want to make income, you can just do it. So that, to me, is very liberating. It's very empowering to know that if I want to make more money, I can easily do that, and we always do. We're doing a lot of ads these days. So from there, I broke the 6-figure mark by 90 days. I started increasing my pricing as I get more confident. Ended up selling my business within 2 years, which was my mission and my dream. I actually have this weird tattoo that says "Believe 2012" backwards, so I can read it. I know, I'm like a weirdo. But that was my whole dream, was like, I wanted to be successful like the little kid dreaming. It was like, I wanted to be 30, financially free, and sell a business, and I thought that was it. And what's crazy is that I sacrificed all of my life to do that, and I made a bunch of money from selling it, but that wasn't what made me happy. It's actually with working with Reaper as the branding guy, what I realized is that it's about the journey. It's about if you can love what you do every single day, that's infinitely better than waiting and hoping for some end destination where you sell a business or you do something cool. So from that experience, I re-engineered my life, started Life on Fire, and have just been focused on loving what I do and helping people with Facebook ads so that they too can grow their business, their brand, their likes, and make money with ease. Because I don't want anyone to have to suffer and hire an advertising company like those guys. So the big thing with the Facebook ads is creating recurring income from Facebook ads. So you can be running promotions every single month and create a full pipeline of people that keep coming through your marketing funnel consistently. It's the fast track to 6 figures, and you can set it up in a way where if you're doing the right targeting, you can get the right kind of clients that will not only be clients, but that can send you referrals to more high-quality clients too. So it's a skill, it's got a lot of leverage involved, and I'm going to basically go through from here on out and just start to teach some tactics on how you guys can get this stuff set up and get rolling. So the big thing is this is part of my mission, which is this content can help you make more money, which is cool, but if you can make more money and you can do it in an efficient, leveraged way, that it leads to a little bit more happiness, So if instead of working the 14, 15 hours a day, if you can be efficient, you can make your videos, you can have your strategy laid out, dialed in, run ads, make income, but do it in a way where you still have balance and time with your family, And then if you add in purpose, which I think a lot of us got from this event, which is really, drilling down on what we're here on this earth to do, and then having that all within, the message. So that's part of my kind of mission and why I love Facebook ads, because it helps you achieve that. So I've got the 10 steps on how to crush it on Facebook and live the dream, and what's possible with that. So here's just a couple quick, case studies. I've got guys, Shane Johnston, Ryan Skelly. They did what I was doing. They did what Shane is doing, which is working with local businesses. We helped them get out of that market and get into ideal clients by using Facebook ads to create their positioning. So they now charge over 20 grand a month, over 20 grand for product launches. We used a strategy where they now go and seek out what I call as anchor clients. So imagine, it's kind of like when Maria shares her story and she spoke on the stage of Tony Robbins. He is like an anchor client. He is someone that, by using that, people, even if they don't know who Maria is, they know who Tony Robbins is. So for these guys, I said, who can you work with that everyone will know their name? It'll make getting clients really easy. So they went out to this guy, Mike Koenigs, who's like a big internet marketing guy, and Pam Hendrickson, who's worked with Tony Robbins and does a lot of product development. And they just went to them and said, hey, I see you're launching a product. Can we help you on your ads? They helped them make an extra $250,000 in their ad campaign, and now these people love them, right? So the cool thing is that you can, leverage anchor clients for your brand, use Facebook ads to supplement that and build up the brand fast. Jeffrey Ross, he's a guy out in San Diego. He took our 20-day Facebook Marketing Challenge course, and the guy just watched the videos, and so he does sales training, teaches people how to sell on a one-on-one, on the phone, and it's really cool is he took the course, he generated 1,711 new likes, he got 424 leads to his email list, he spent $1,250 in advertising, but he brought in $43,000, and that was all within a 20-day period of him taking the course. So it's pretty cool that this can happen fast. And that's what the steps here I'm about to share with you guys can do for you. So this is a funnel that I ran. It's called Facebook Ads A to Z. So the big thing is that you can see that we want to, when you're running your ads, we want to make sure that your ads are going to bring people to what we call is just a Facebook funnel. It's the same thing as like a video marketing funnel where you've got the squeeze page. So it's no different, except we're just getting traffic from a different place. We've been talking about getting traffic from videos. In this case, we're going to be getting traffic from Facebook ads. But in both cases, you want to send them to your squeeze page. And this was mine where I talked about Facebook advertising A to Z. And from that one marketing funnel, I then did a live stream, on-camera live stream. And the results were I spent $8,712 on ads, and I brought in 81 units. And that was an extra 81 units of sales. We did over 125 in the promotion, so some came from email list and just previous relationships. But an extra 81 sales, like boom, just from Facebook ads, that's just it's a little under a 10 times return on investment on the advertising. So now every time we do a promotion, we're always just dialing up our ad spend. Now you don't have to spend that kind of money up front. You can do like what I did, and you can start small with like $100 and ramp it up as you go. But this is kind of what's possible. The other thing is to bring on done-for-you clients. What's that? Yeah, I know, it was awesome. It was a great promotion, you know? And so we also got other clients from that. And I think the biggest thing, too, is that when you think about what's possible with the advertising, it's not just about what you make in that first month, but think of what can happen with all those new leads. Over 4,000 leads from this promotion, right? So these are people that 3 months from then have purchased. Those are people that come to the event and purchase. So the cool thing is that it's not just about that initial influx of cash. I mean, this is a list. These are people that can buy, that can refer time and time again. So that's what's crazy. And we got our email opt-ins for $2.17 on average. So people typically will spend, you know, $1.50 for a click. And imagine getting an email opt-in for like $2. And what's cool about that is if you look at all the math and the numbers, it doesn't take that many email opt-ins to make a sale. We've had, is Vanessa Horn here? I don't think she is. She left yesterday. So she ran her promotion on a much smaller budget. She only got about 200 leads. And she did, Nicole worked with her. She did a Google Hangout that ended up being like the tech on the Google, like everything broke in the Hangout, like it was a disaster. And it was like, oh my God, you know, she's like, what am I gonna do? She's freaking out. I'm like, Vanessa, you have 200 really, really, really targeted leads. Because you wanna know why? Is because Vanessa's business is she coaches people in the network marketing industry. So I said, you know, she wanted to just market like generally people that are interested in network marketing. I said, nope, who's your ideal target market? And she goes, well, actually, she's like, I want to work with people that are already making 6 figures. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. How can we drill that down on Facebook? And I was like, tell me a company that you've worked with or consulted that would be ideal for you. And she said Arbonne, because I was a national vice president. And I said, perfect, we're going to use that in the language. So we created a marketing funnel where she targeted people that worked for the company Arbonne as distributors. And in the video and in the language and in the funnel, she said things like, if you're already, you know, a senior director and this and that, and you're trying to get to national VP, this webinar is for you, or this Google Hangout is for you. So it filtered and qualified all these leads. So she only got 200 people, and then the Hangout bombed because it just broke and the tech, and it was a disaster. But she took those 200 leads and then just emailed them and did the 30-minute consultations. And she called me crying, tears of joy, by the way, not like bad crying. And she was crying, and she was just saying, I can't believe it. I can't believe how good these leads are. I just closed 8 out of 9 30-minute calls that she did that day. She made over $20,000 doing that. And so she only spent, what was her ad spend on that, Nicole?
The first one was like 200 I did, and then the second ad spend was, that's our first run, and then the second ad spend was ramped up and like less than, it was like 1,800.
Yeah, so we're talking about $2,000 ad spend, and she brought in a little, you know, over $20,000, and she's still monetizing those leads. So it was really cool. So I think the results, they kind of speak for themselves. So who's ready for the 10 steps? Anyone here ready? Anyone want them? The 10 steps? All right. So I love that picture of that little kid. He's just like, it's like the coolest picture. Nah, I wish it was me, but it's not me. So basically the step 0, this is before we get into the 10 steps, is I just call it, it's the cart before the horse, because if we try and build a marketing funnel without understanding who you are or what your brand is or what you're trying to accomplish, then it's going to fall onto deaf ears. It's not going to be, you're going to have a hard time marketing it, right? So, we got to get really clear on what it is, on who you want to attract, what you want to do, what you're going to sell. But if we can ask the market before we start selling things, run an ad campaign, build up the list, and maybe before you do your first promotion, you can survey them, ask them what they want. So the whole thing is that what's the feedback loop? And instead of creating a product and hoping that they buy, it's let's run ads, let's get the right people in your marketing funnel, and then you can literally just survey them, ask what their biggest challenges and frustrations are, and then come back and do a webinar for that or make a product for that. So the surveying people is really, really helpful so that you're giving them what they want as opposed to making and spending all this time building out like a product or a program, and you go to sell it and you're all excited and then it doesn't work, right? So it makes it really, really easy where you can just ask the market what they want, get the feedback, and then go towards it and sell from there. So the first step is just getting onto Facebook. This will be really quick. It sounds like most of you guys already have a Facebook business page. If you don't, you can just go to facebook.com/pages, and you make a page. Now, a question that I get all the time is, do I call it my company, or do I call it my personal brand? Trust me on this, that if you use your personal brand, I assure you, you will make way more money on Facebook. You're going to build your network faster, you're going to get PR opportunities faster, and things are going to happen in a much faster way. Not only has this been proven just with me, myself, and my clients, but it's also been proven where just last month, I wanted to just test it again, because I always get this question, and we ran a campaign, same copy, same photo, everything, and it was 2 ads. One was from my Nick Unsworth Facebook business page, and one was from the Life on Fire Facebook business page. We got email opt-ins for $2 from the personal brand Nick Unsworth page, $2.60 from Life on Fire. So it's from a revenue standpoint, 60 cents is a huge swing when you're only paying $2 for a lead. So personal brand is better. If you're sitting here saying, oh shoot, I already have this big long Facebook page name with your company, I've had people that have changed their name of their page and gone to their own personal name, and they've been very, very happy that they did so. Because Facebook is about connections, it's about people connecting with each other individually. So it's way better to do it that way. If you have a business and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of fans and you can't change it, or maybe it's a more leveraged business, then at least put someone's face on there so that you can still build connection that way. Once they have it, just start with your warm market. Invite your own contacts, your friends or family. They're, even if they're not going to buy stuff, that when they're staying plugged in, they're staying involved. It's like what Maria was talking about is when you're sharing content, we're going to be sharing content adding value, but we're also going to be sharing things about your life. We're going to be sharing things that you're doing, or like if you're going to an event, like she said, it's giving them. It's like thinking about it like you're on a reality TV show. And it may sound funny that you think people wouldn't care about that, but there's a reason why reality TV is so huge. And we're all kind of stars in our own way. We all have like our own mission and gifts we can share. But when you share that stuff on Facebook, it actually ends up helping and working really well. So invite your warm market. Step 2 is you want to make sure that you target and you identify who your ideal target market is. And this was covered here this weekend, so I'm not going to go too crazy on this, but I'm going to give a couple examples. But the reason you've got to get clear in your ideal target market is because Facebook allows us to target in a very, very, very precise way. So the cool thing about that is we want you to narrow your niche, right? So I could be a Facebook marketing expert, right? That could be my brand. However, I could create a separate marketing funnel just for insurance agents about how to do Facebook marketing for insurance agents. Now, some people will look at that and freak out and be like, well, I don't want to just be the Facebook marketing guy for insurance agents and that's it. But my response is always, who's going to see that? The only person that's going to see that separate marketing funnel is going to be insurance agents, because you're targeting only insurance agents, right? So the thing is that when you narrow your niche, it's like Vanessa Horn, instead of her marketing to she's a business coach, instead of marketing to just entrepreneurs, or to just entrepreneurs that are in network marketing, we refined it to just people in Arbonne, right? And that led to really good high results for her. Another example would be I would say people that are in the health and fitness. The other guy there we go, from dinner last night. We had a whole crazy dinner. But in health and fitness, if we were to drill down and say, if we want to take that business of yours and get it online so he can leverage and he can scale. So right now he's trading time for money. and he can only do so many hours at your gym working with people. If we want to take him out of that, like we talked about yesterday, let's help him get online, create an online program, and at that point, it's like, what is a hungry market that could be ideal for him? So what if he said to me, well, I love working with people that are really committed. And we could say we could create one marketing funnel that could be for women that are engaged that are going to be getting married soon. Because we know that whether you're male or female, you're going to want to look your best, right, for those pictures. It's your big special day. So imagine that marketing funnel that we have for him where it's all branded about getting in the best shape of your life to look your best on the big day. You're tapping into those emotional hot buttons for that. And the beauty of this is that with Facebook, we can target women that are engaged, that live in a geographic area that's close to him if he wants, and that message would be so congruent because that ad could say something like, hey, what's going on? It's Nick. I just wanted to congratulate you on getting engaged. And I also wanted to share this really unique opportunity to do a free session with me. And my goal is to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to help you get in the best shape for the big day. Because you have to add value first. So whether that's a coupon code or offering a free session, you want to give first. If he just says, hey, congratulations on being engaged, buy my training course, they're going to be like, who's this guy? Versus you got to take the first step. It's like when you're making friends with someone or you're dating, it's like you've got to say hi first. You can't go straight to the bedroom. You got to say, at least say hi, And the same thing is with Facebook marketing, is that you have to give first, So in that funnel, you can drill down really, really specifically. So we want you to narrow your niche and think about that and make sure that you're very clear on who's ideal. And part of the benefits of when you're clear on who's ideal is that they're more likely to give you referrals. They're not as price sensitive. They're more fun to work with. So making sure that you've got that nailed down is super, super important. Anchor clients, I think if you're going to work, it's kind of like, and Danielle, sitting next to you, I can't remember your name from dinner last night. Oh, boom. Asia Ray. So her target market was helping actors that are, I would say, are the newbie actors and actresses that are trying to get auditions and trying to get in front of casting directors. So her business was like $10 a month in creating this cool forum so people can find these like workshops and stuff. But then you look at it and it's like, well, that market doesn't have money. They're not going to be able to pay her what she's worth and what she's able to do. She's at a higher level. So it's like, could she help people? Could she use the same amount of time and help them way more? And the answer is yes. She could shift her target market and target people that are hungry, they're more committed, they're more talented, they have the ability to pay for $1,000, and she could frame that up so that she could have a higher caliber target market that's more fun to work with, where your gifts and talents are going to come out more from that. And the cool thing is that what you could also do is go out and get anchor clients. Imagine if she were to create a mastermind of actors and actresses where they all are pooling their contacts together to help each other get auditions and stuff, and she goes out and talks to one of her actress friends who's at a higher level maybe than she is and brings them in. And that's one of those things where if you can go out and get a client, why not get a client that's influential? For Shane, if he could go out and get a realtor as a client, that's cool. But what if he goes out and gets Maria Andros as a client? Very, very different. One anchor client can radically change your business. I went out my first couple months in the business. I got New York Times bestselling author John Assaraf, this guy Frank Kern, Eben Pagan, who's a mentor. And I got him because I just asked. I reached out and said, here's all the ways that I think I can help. This would normally cost a lot of money. I'm going to do it for a fraction. So when you're thinking about your ideal target market, be bold and go out and get someone that is a big name or influential in your industry because they can help you, grow your business even faster. We kind of talked about the personal brand, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on that. But the personal brand, one of the other objections I get is that with personal branding is that you can't sell a business that's personally branded. And I actually did sell a business that was personally branded. I licensed my own name to the company for a year as I transitioned. So you can definitely sell a business. And 4 is really quick. This is just a 90-10 rule. This is exactly what you want to make sure that when you're creating your campaign on Facebook that you have to give first. That's why, if he creates a marketing funnel in the fitness industry, he's got to add value. He's got to educate them on nutrition or on fitness or how to lose weight, something that's going to add value before he asks for the sale. Right? For me, it's like I'll do a webinar and I'll teach something first, then I'll ask for the sale. Same reason that we have the video marketing funnel for you guys. 5 is earned media. Earned media, all this means is it's just word of mouth. So what we do is that everything that we do, we try and over-deliver. So if someone buys a course, we'll like send them a t-shirt that they're not expecting, or we'll give them an extra bonus, or do something because we want to manufacture, consistently get reviews and testimonials. And the thing is that's interesting is if I did really good work for Danny Werner, and I said, hey, Danny, I hope you just made $15,000 on your promotion. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you're excited about it. Do you know anyone else that could use my help? And if she said, maybe, and I loved working with you, and maybe I get one referral, maybe, versus what would happen if Danny went on Facebook and wrote a testimonial publicly? That could attract 3, 4, 5 people to me right off the bat. So we do contests where we call it a referral contest. We're doing one right now, and we'll have our clients write us a review. The review shares on Facebook, and it attracts business to us. The other cool thing is that instead of Nick being the guy that's like, hey, I'm the best at Facebook marketing, it's my clients are doing the talking. So the social proof is really high. So this is one of the ways that I created quantum leaps in my business, by using the words of my customers and letting them do the selling for me. I personally hate selling, so it's nice where I can leverage the stories and the testimonials from my customers, and I can attract people to me, which is way better than hopping on the phone. I'm not too crazy about spending a lot of time. I love coaching on the phone, but I don't like selling on the phone, and that helps on that. Number 6 is basically the Facebook marketing funnel. So you guys have learned and studied the video marketing funnel, and the thing with this is it's the same thing where we're going to give first. We're going to make sure that we've got that lead magnet. So we want to make the reason it's called a funnel is that's how we're going to get the exchange of the email. So some examples of this are, a video marketing funnel. You can actually use everything you've learned here this weekend and just use Facebook traffic to get to the actual video marketing funnel. You can use a webinar marketing funnel. This is what works, I think, is the strongest tool to advertise and convert on Facebook, is you simply run an ad on Facebook, target it exactly to your ideal target market, and then from there, you have them register for a webinar, so you're building your email list. You then deliver the webinar, and you use a formula that we have that works extremely well. And as that happens, you're adding value for them on the call, you're giving them your best information, and then from there, you can ask for the sale at the end. Or you can set up 30-minute strategy sessions and ask for the sale on the phone. It's really up to you and what you're comfortable with. But that alone, going from ads to webinar, is how in 20 days we can help you guys create sales fast. There's also the referral contest that I was telling you about. You can use phone consultations. We have a couple people in here that I've met anyway that have retail businesses. You can do coupon codes and things to add value first. An example of this was just this was the Facebook ads A to Z. So we've got really good templates for squeeze pages that convert. And this is really important because, and I know Maria's a pro at this, but when you're going to run traffic, you've got to make sure that your ad is good, but what happens if this page stinks and it doesn't convert? So if we can help you guys take and use a template that's proven to work, like this one, and where you have a video and you've got a very clean, easy way for them to opt in, and it's all above the fold, and this thing did about, it's like 57% conversion. So 50% of the people that looked at it opted in. I've looked at a marketing funnel with a client, and they're like, man, why am I spending, why is this not working well? And it's like, let me look at your numbers. And we look at the page, and it's all jacked up, and it's like, well, you're only getting 10% of the people that look at it are opting in. We've got to change the page, use our templates. So that's important. Number 8 is basically, this is just some tips on the actual, getting the ads to your lead magnet. And so we want to make sure that we're using promoted posts. So this is just something to jot down, which is you've got ads on Facebook on the right-hand rail. You have then a status update that you make from your page that is technically a status update. You can then promote that status update as a promoted post. So the difference is that if you're advertising on Facebook and they're on Facebook, you can see your ads on the right-hand side, which are clearly ads. So the new technique that's working really well for us and for our clients is status update, promote the post so that it will appear in the news feed of your target market that you're advertising on Facebook. So they're just on the news feed, they're checking out what's going on with their friends and family, and boom, there you pop up. That's exactly why you've got to make sure that you understand your environment where you're not putting something there that's going to be jarring and salesy, because they're seeing their like high school friend, their best friend's kid, and then it's like, oh, here's Nick. Who is this Nick guy, right? And so that's why your copy needs to be conversational. You need to just be a human. You need to be a friend. You need to be friendly. That's why we want to use photo there, or we want to use video. And the video works really well. And then the big thing is that in your ad needs to appeal to their hot buttons. So in my case, it's like if people are overwhelmed with Facebook marketing, or they don't know where to start, or they're not making money on it, I could just share a video that's free that's like, here's 3 things you can do on Facebook to simplify your strategy and how to get results in 30 days. Or, I could create something that's going to cater to what the market wants. So think about your target market, give the solution in the post, and then get them into your marketing funnel. The big thing here, too, is you want to make sure that the ads appear on mobile. And this is one of the biggest aspects of Facebook marketing in today's market, is that most of the advertisers aren't aware on how to advertise on mobile. If you run the right-hand rail ads, they will not appear on mobile. And that's a huge distinction. More than 70% of our traffic is coming from mobile devices, because people are on their phone, and that's how they're accessing Facebook. And if you're not marketing on mobile, your costs are going to be like 2 to 3 times more expensive by not being on mobile. So this alone is a huge, huge tip for your ads. And to do that, you can use this thing called the Power Editor. I'm not going to get into it today. It's very cumbersome and clunky. Their new normal campaign manager you can get on mobile. Just make sure that you're choosing that it's going to display on desktop and mobile, which is key. And again, your goal is to make sure that your click-through rate is really high. So that's why, Suzanne Evans, who's our business coach, she has a picture of her doing this crazy like jump kick. And has anyone seen the jump kick picture? All right, so it's a crazy picture. I mean, her leg is like up here. I don't know how she did it. But it's a crazy, fun picture. She's smiling, and we ran a campaign, used that photo, and we catered to her target market. We drilled down the ads to exactly who she was looking for, and the click-through rate was ridiculous. People loved it. It's like, for Maria and I, we did the video marketing A to Z, and we took a couple pictures while we did the video shoot just for the purpose of running these promoted posts. And we took like a fun picture where we're like arms up in the air, smiling, and it just, it's like big smiling photos of you can help in that situation, or creating a quick little video, your opt-in video, and sharing that. So your goal is to have a high click-through rate, which is key. And so this is the difference. You've got basically the right-hand rail side versus what's going on in the middle. And if you could see the copy, it's very hard to see, but it's like, hey, I'm hosting a new live stream, virtual workshop, and I'm going to teach you how to use the new and improved Facebook ad platform, and I go through the whole thing. But I use my language. Like at the end, I say, it's pretty sweet, the smiley face. Having it be in your language and being conversational as opposed to just trying to sell, which is key. Number 9, this is one of my favorite. This could be my favorite of the 10. And the reason's because this is called the like campaign. And this is exactly how you can build your authority and have a lot of likes. Now, why do you want to have a lot of likes on your Facebook page? Perception, social proof, increase your prices. Sounds crazy. But I will never forget when, being in the business, I had like 800 likes. And, I was in the local market, and I'm just moving fast, trying to get to like the national. And I just said, you know what? If I'm going to be a Facebook marketing expert, why not have more likes than the next person? So at the time, Mari Smith was kind of like the big name. She had a couple books out, and I wanted to have more likes than her. And I went out, and I got to 10,000 likes. And I was like, I'm just going to have more likes. And the funny thing is, people would hire me sight unseen because of the likes. Like, ridiculous. I mean, it was crazy. Now, the market's a little bit different. It's not as impactful as it was, 3 years ago, but it still has huge impact. And it's one of the things where people look at it, it's not just to raise your prices and to get hired, it's also for your ads. Because when you're running ads, people can see how many likes you have on your promoted post. They can see the page, and for that reason, people will look at it, and once you break past 10,000 likes, your ad costs are going to continue to go down. The more likes you have, the lower your ad costs get, and the better it gets. And the beauty of using this model to run ads with promoted posts is that you're not only getting email opt-ins, you're getting likes at the same time, which is cool. So the more likes they have, the more positioning, the more social proof. And so here's how the campaign works. For this one, just jot down, this would be a right handrail ad. This is the only exception why we would use right handrail ads. And all it says is click like if you love, and you can put the word like in all caps, just like that, with quotes around it. I love sharing this because it works every single time. I get literally 3-4 times a week people saying, I used the like campaign, it was awesome. And so when you run that ad, it's click like if you love, and then you want to insert your niche. So in my case, it might be click like if you love being an entrepreneur, and I'm targeting entrepreneurs, right? It could be click like if you love The Biggest Loser, and he's targeting people that like the show The Biggest Loser. And I actually have found with clients that do what you do that targeting women that are engaged that like The Biggest Loser is like a home run in the health and fitness industry. It's crazy. It converts like crazy. I have a guy that has 2 locations, and he maxed them out. He's like, dude, I don't have any more time for taking personal clients. What do I do? He's like, we're maxed out. My wife started doing personal training too. We're totally maxed out. And I said, all right, well, now you're going to go online. We're going to build a brand around you online. We're going to raise your prices. You're going to be the next online celebrity in that space. I was like, go be the next Jillian Michaels. What a man. So it was cool. So this campaign, you can drill it down. People that are in real estate. I had real estate investors, and they're like, well, what would I do if I'm looking for real estate investors? Click like if you love Flip This House, right? A guy had a radio station, Keith, out in Hawaii, and he's like, what would I do for radio? I said, who's your ideal target market? I don't know. What's your most popular artist? Bruno Mars. Perfect. Click like if you love Bruno Mars. Well, who should I target? I'm like, people that like Bruno Mars? Right? It's so easy. It's so easy. Now, the good thing is that he then targeted people that live geographically in Hawaii because that's where his listeners are. So this is not a strategy to get duds. You don't want people from Zimbabwe. It's better, if you do this on a worldwide basis, you can get likes for a penny because it's so broad. But to me, that's completely a waste. You want to have targeted likes. If you do a good job at it, you're talking 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents a like. People spend $1.50 a click. So it's a pretty good gig. Number 10 is just something simple about using a Facebook group. This is so innovative that we're changing things completely with our marketing funnel. So we ran ads to get people to our event in San Diego. So what did that look like? It was an ad, a promoted post. We then did a webinar about our live event, basically. And anyone that opted in for it, they not only got access to our webinar, but they got access to our private Facebook group for entrepreneurs that live in San Diego. So how cool is that? That's another asset. So if my goal is to be doing events in San Diego and I want to fill the room and get people there, that's a unique offer. No one's doing this, right? So I took my target market, people that live in San Diego that are entrepreneurs, and ran an ad to them. They opt in. Hey, glad you opted in. So they opted in. The thank you page was me on video saying, hey, really glad that you're opted in. We got a really cool webinar coming up. Here's the deal. We've got a Facebook group that's only for entrepreneurs in San Diego. We already have 300 people in there. Connect, network, stay in touch with what's going on. We're going to be sharing info about local events. We're going to be throwing happy hours and get-togethers. It's really cool. And when we ran this promotion for the live event, we had over 700 people opt in. And at this point, we have 456 people that joined the group. How cool is that? Because in following up and creating conversions, you follow up with email, you follow up with status updates, and this is another touch point. This is one more place where you can get in front of your audience without paying for it. It's just like an email list. It's another asset. Something I won't get into right now that's really key is anytime you're doing any of this Facebook marketing, you want to set it up in a way where you can then retarget them. You ever go online and you're like, why is that ad following me all around the internet? It's called retargeting or remarketing. You can basically set it up where you like cookie them or pixel them. So when they come into your marketing funnel, you can serve them an ad on the Google Content Network. And the same people that are laser focused on your Facebook marketing funnel, you can serve them an ad that might appear on Pandora. It might appear all over the internet where they're surfing, and it increases the conversions. Plus, it's an asset. So if I ran and got 15,000 clicks to my landing page for a promotion for, let's say, an event in San Diego, imagine that I can then serve ads to them, not only just through Facebook, but I can take those people and I can run ads through the Google Content Network as well. So it's like building a virtual asset because you have a list of all these people that have been cookied or pixeled they can run ads to. So that's a little bit, advanced and innovative, but that is absolutely crushing as well. So those are the 10 steps.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed the episode, and now what I'd love for you to do is to check out lifeonfirecontest.com. So a couple cool things. Number one is we've just recently announced all of the winners for last month's contest. So every single month, we've got lifeonfirecontest.com where we talk about, contests for each and every single month. Last month, we gave away all kinds of cool prizes. So definitely check out our podcast episode and check it out. Check out. Maybe you won. Who knows? You don't know. We don't know. Who knows? But check it out and see if you won from last month. And then also for this month, again, go to lifeonfirecontest.com. It's super, super simple to enter. And all you have to do is go to lifeonfirecontest.com to enter to win all kinds of really, really cool prizes. So check it out. Thanks for watching.
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.